What's up, Dual Coast fans? It is Tuesday morning. We are live this morning with the Wellness Wits. Our guest this morning, we got Russ on the West Coast and the Wellness Wits on the West Coast this morning, actually. Change of pace. How we doing, guys? How's everybody this morning?
Good.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for being with us.
So happy to know that somebody else gets up with me at the early hour. Not, Dan, you're like sleeping in. It's like 8:30 your time,
Correct.
I'm so pumped today, and I know Dan is as well, because Wellness Wits are two runners, two moms in SoCal, Southern Cal. And we are excited because they bring a little bit of edge to anything that we've already talked about over the last 7 months. Off camera, we talked a little bit about mini golf. We talked about donuts because they love sweets. They run in marathons that go after donuts, these kinds of things. But I want to give them real props, okay? Because most recently, Blonde Whitney has completed her 6-star world major medal. And what that means is, and Brunette Whitney has one to go. But they've also talked about some other things that are other cities that they're adding. But what this means is that Blonde ran in the Tokyo, the Boston, the London, the Berlin, Chicago, and New York City marathons.
Woo!
Quite impressive. We just had, yes. And I love the photo on your post with you guys with your medals. That's so cool. And congratulations, because that not only do you have to travel, but you're traveling and running, right? And so you're representing women, you're representing yourselves, you're representing your community. It's a major commitment, but it's congrats on that for your major accomplishment. And they've added 2 or 3 others coming up that you're going to do over the number of years. And it just kind of keeps you striving, keep you going, keep you moving. And it's awesome. You do a lot of stuff in your community. But tell us today on Dual Coast, how did this all begin for both of you? How did running, how did fitness, how did that develop in your lives?
Right. You want to go first?
I think your running path started first, so go
Okay.
right ahead.
I'm the older Whitney, so I did start running I was the first. I actually grew up with a mom that was a runner, and so from being a young kid, that was a normal thing at our house. My mom would go running, so that just was never a weird thing for me. I was a dancer, and so I didn't really play sports. In fact, I know watching me golf was entertaining. You should see me play basketball. That will be even more entertaining, or any other sport. I just didn't, being a dancer, you don't really get into the hand-eye ball coordination thing. But I just had that example in my life. And so when I moved away to college, just trying to find something where I could feel like I had a moment to myself, I started running and picked it up. I really didn't start racing until after I had kids. And then that really became my time to reset my mind, be alone without people touching me all the time and wanting things. So that's when the marathon running really took off for me. My oldest is actually 25 now. So I was a baby when I was having babies, but I got into it then. And I feel like fitness has just always been a part of my world. From young on, I've always known that moving my body really mentally, physically, emotionally put me in a good space. And that's when I, really felt good with life and not a grumpy person. So I think it's just always been part of my world. And now every year I get older, the intention kind of changes. And the reason why I do it slightly changes. And I feel like, I don't know, there are moments where I'm I feel like I'm just getting started.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'm
for
in
you.
But I think it'll always be a part of my world, but it just started young. And it's amazing, what an example, even as a little 6-year-old kid, seeing what that does.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
And we get 2 answers today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always been pretty active, but my running didn't really start picking up until around COVID. I feel like I did it a little bit before, and then it just like intensified even more when that was one of the only options. And so I signed up for my first full marathon that got canceled because of COVID. And then after that, just got the bug and got addicted. And so I had I ran one in St. George, and then I ran the New York City Marathon. And then after that, I caught the bug to wanting to do the 6 world majors. And so we had become quick besties. And I had asked her if she wanted to do Chicago with me. She had already done New York and Boston. And so then right from there, we just kind of picked it up.
Yeah. When you realize your crazies match,
And your names.
And your name.
And your names. Yeah, you couldn't have found somebody with another name.
yeah.
It is funny always seeing people's reaction when they find that out. Because most of the time we're matching too. Which
Yeah,
just
we do.
How did you originally? Yeah. How did you guys initially meet? Was it running in marathons, or was it before that?
No, we actually had a mutual friend that we didn't know that we had that invited us to a birthday party, and we just kind of met at this birthday party, and then we started playing tennis together. Shocking, I do play sometimes, but we actually just started playing tennis together and just became
from there
just fast friends. And
then one of us would get an idea, and the other one would say yes, and then it just kind of snowballed into this thing.
Amazing.
You can feed off each other. That's great. You know, somebody comes up with something, you guys are like, yeah, let's go at it.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
we
that's awesome.
very seldomly say no to each other's crazy ideas, which makes it really fun. It's
Yeah.
really fun. So
Yeah.
Of course. So you guys, you're up early right now. It's 5:30 a.m. on Cali time. You guys are obviously very disciplined. You train in a lot of different modalities. What are some daily non-negotiables for both of you in your wellness routines? You both get up every day. You have a non-negotiable that you go through. What do those look like when you get up? You say, okay, I have to do this today. What does that look like for you in your routines?
I think I have to dedicate at least like an hour or just some kind of dedicated time, no matter what, to just make sure I'm showing up for me so I can show up for everybody else. I feel like I'm off completely if I don't do that.
yeah.
So, I mean, first thing in the morning is the best for me to just know what I'm doing. I feel like it changes day to day what we do, especially if we're in hard training, because then we'll need more of a rest recovery day, but it's still just making sure we get that time in to fill our cups up first so we can fill it for our kiddos.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my first non-negotiable is coffee. I don't know.
That's a good one. I agree.
I think, we always try to take like a day off. Yes. But, it's like having whatever our workout is. And we like to support the community as much as we can. So we really do try to hit like lots of different gyms and clubs and try new things, but I guess the non-negotiable is like having the structure around it. So it's not a wake up and like, what am I feeling? It is a like, I know what I'm doing today. I've got a plan, and whatever plan I've created, I'm going to stick to it. Just especially being moms when we're juggling other kiddos' schedules and having to keep track of everyone else's worlds. Like, I need to know that, and my kids know that we'll know mom has a plan and this is what she's doing. And my family is very respectful about that and like allowing me to have that time. So same, we're both the same. We prefer to work out in the mornings. I will work out in the evenings if that's my only option, but definitely prefer the mornings.
So 5:30 isn't that
It's not
big of a
that
shock.
bad.
Sometimes
Look
that's
at
what you gotta do.
They're
all
fresh. They're fresh. They're ready.
I know.
Got on the camera. It's like, whoa, they're ready. Look at
I know.
this. It's not 8:30. It's 5:30, and it looks like it's 8:30.
Putting the miles in.
miler at this hour.
Yeah, easily. It's dark and you're not really sure what's going on out there. It makes the
Yes.
first hour go by really fast.
So,
great.
you know, as an athlete, right? There are hurdles that come along the way. There are challenges that come along the way. What has been the biggest challenge? And it doesn't even have to do with running, but what for you individually has been the biggest hurdle for you overcoming in your life?
Ooh, I think for me, I think I hold myself to a really high standard. And it's been learning that my my good doesn't always have to be what what I expected. It doesn't always have to be so high. And so I really think that's a big lesson that I'm still learning is I need to have grace with myself. I always want to have an attitude of like, if I'm going to do something, I want to do it well, but I need to be able to relax what that standard looks like depending on what I'm going through in life. And so sometimes the standard genuinely just needs to be like, I showed up and I did it when I didn't want to. And then there are other times where it really is like, I'm PRing today. Like today's the day I'm going to be better than I was last week. But it's just like, I think mentally for me, this has been a big challenge is just learning how to have grace with myself and know that I'm not going to show up and hit this target that in my mind, I think I have to every time. And that's okay. And that doesn't mean I'm falling, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
And mine's a little different because I feel like I keep breaking those mental barriers of being able to do more than I think I actually can do. So it's been like really rewarding doing our activities together because she helps me a lot with that. But I know that I'm strong when I'm doing certain things, but you still have those barriers that hold you back where you think you might blow up or where you like think you can't go like as fast as you can or as far as you can. And so that challenge is just like overcoming those little barriers every single time with everything that we do.
That's amazing. So let me just add on to that. A lot of people love to do things by themselves. But what's the benefit? What is the greatest benefit? Having somebody there that's going to push you, that's going to love you, that's going to encourage you. Tell us, what is that relationship like between the two of you?
Oh man, like there are mornings where we're trying, we've got 20 miles and my alarm goes off and I'm like, sorry, I don't know language, but hell no, I don't want to. But I know she's going to be big. I know. I don't know. Like, do you have kids watch this show? I don't know. But
probably not at 5:30.
Probably not at 5:30. But I know she's going to be out there. So it's like knowing someone's depending on you to show up as well is like a really big deal. And we can do a 3-hour run together and not listen to any music because we literally chat and talk the whole time. And it's just so fun. It's fun.
Not surprising.
It's really cool.
Just in this short little time of knowing you, it's not surprising.
We can talk for 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
When you're someone that's fun and positive and motivating. I don't, if it was the flip side, I don't know. We'd be doing 3-hour runs together.
But that's good because you could disassociate a little bit too while you're running. You
Definitely.
joke around and stuff like that. You disassociate from what's actually happening. I try to do that in the gym all the time. Just disassociate from the cardio, whatever. Like just get my mind out of that idea.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just looking at the clock, checking the time, looking at the mileage, it's just like, all right, gotta get my head out of it somehow.
Totally.
Yeah, you can make it fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
now, you just need to find someone named Dan to go to the gym with you.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
You can match with.
It's that easy.
Wait, I've tried to connect him with all kinds of Dans, that we have interviewed and hike. He doesn't like to camp. He doesn't like to.
Oh, I lost you.
I lost them.
Hey,
Listen for your Dan.
Whoa, there we go.
You're back.
So anyway, go ahead, Dan.
He's right. He did introduce me to a lot of Dans who are very active people. I'm actually trying to get in the realm of those Dans.
Yes. My gosh.
They're not meeting your crazy. They're not matching your crazy.
Not like Russ does. Not like Russ. But everybody led me into my next point very much so here from what we were just talking about. So there's a mental aspect to training and there's a physical aspect to training. Now, in order to do everything you're doing, you have to have a specific mindset in order to go into these races and get ready for them and prepare for them, whether it be high rocks, whether it be the marathon, whatever it may be. What mindset practices help you both stay focused during like chaotic times or low motivation times? What mindset practices do you play into or do you guys utilize?
I definitely use the grace one where I'm just focusing on consistency, where if I'm showing up every single day, that I will progress and I will build.
Sure.
And some days will not be as pretty as others, but I just know it. And then there's so many factors that come into race day too.
Oh yeah.
So you definitely just have to be open-minded
Okay.
to like a bunch of different possibilities of weather, of crowds, of an injury flare, and then just try to make the best of it every single time. So I feel like trying to make the best of every situation and everything that comes your way, whether it's on a training day or if it's on a race day.
Yeah.
I think it's funny too, because I wish we had videos of us like literally like right before we start every long run or right before we start a race, because we actually kind of look at each other. We're like, okay, we can do this. Okay. And it's probably pretty entertaining to watch because we like kind of self pump up and then we go for it. And I think it's like just trying to sit in a place of like, you got to have a positive mindset. I mean, you bring the negativity in and it just like pulls it all down. And I'm not saying we're always upbeat and positive, but there is just something about that. And whether it's just like a little bit of self-talk, and just reminding yourself, like, you've trained for this, you've got this, whatever happens.
And knowing that you have to push through the hard to get that game.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
So do you always run together on these marathons?
For the races, we stay together.
Okay.
We totally do. And we kind of have like our, we both do something different. So I typically wear the watch and pace us. So I kind of pay attention to what our pace is and try to lock us in on what we need for a certain time. And Whitney keeps track of like when we need to be eating our gels and making sure I don't skip water stations. And, so we kind of like both have our job. And it's, we stick together. And at the end, when one of us doesn't want to pull up, the other one forces.
Yeah.
So it's great actually.
Yeah. What's the biggest disagreement you've had between the two of you?
I don't know.
It's so funny. Like we really don't fight.
No. I don't think so.
Okay. Not fight, but it could be just a little disagreement. I mean, everybody has disagreements. Come on. No?
I mean, and we travel a lot together. And,
Yeah.
Sometimes like when you're traveling, especially internationally, like you see sides of people that you're like, oh, geez.
Ooh, what did I sign up for?
We really don't.
That's going to be our toughest question, which is great.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get you to think.
Yeah.
We can circle back to that if I think of
Okay.
Yeah.
driven me nuts.
I'm hoping that your dog will go to the water dish during this interview so we can get allowed to drink.
He's right next to Whitney. He's like being so funny. He's like nudging her, like, you can kick him. That sounds rude. You don't like really kick him, but sometimes you have to
nudge him.
Yeah.
Nudge him.
Yeah. Yeah, he might drink for you.
That's actually funny. So I have a question that is not really fitness related in any way. So you guys produce a lot of content on social media. You post a lot together. You try to develop this Instagram following together, same way we do with Dual Coast. What do you guys hope that other moms see from your content or try to gain from your content? Do they try to gain motivation from it? Do you want them to take away something specific from what you guys produce? I'm always fascinated by the social media creation. Like what's the drive? What's the driving force? What do you guys want to put out there for people?
You want to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay, I can go. It's interesting because I think social media can be so negative.
Sure.
And it can be such a comparison game. And so I think, we're really mindful of trying to not create something like that. But I feel like as we put stuff out, our hope is that other women can see that there's no barrier. You want to go out and do something, do it. Like, you want to sign up for a race, go for it. You want to, make it a destination race and go on a fun trip with your girlfriends, like, absolutely. Like, this doesn't have to just be done in your 20s. Like, age is just a number, and set a goal and be willing to put in a little bit of work and go for it. And whatever that is, it doesn't have to look like what Whitney and I do. I know running's not for everyone. But it can just be like it's not for us. We know that.
Slow walk.
But it can just be, we're hoping that we can just maybe put a little bit of this energy out there of like, you get to live your best life, whatever that looks like, and bring people along for the ride.
Love it.
It's fun and it's rewarding in so many different ways.
Yep.
And every time you learn more about yourself, and then it affects everybody else around you too in the best way.
So. Yeah. I think, looking at your posts, looking at, your runs and everything, I think the word fun, when I look at the two of you, fun is a big part of your life.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
just trying to soak up, every ounce we can of whatever experience we're throwing ourselves into. And so we do want to give it our best foot forward.
I mean, we did not even think twice about wearing a Pokemon suit and driving go-karts in Tokyo. Like, who wouldn't want to do that?
Exactly.
I agree.
That's fun.
It's so fun. So it's like, yeah, why not go have those fun experiences? Like, I don't know. We kind of just look at it like, who cares who's watching? Like, we're gonna try to live our best life.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. So you got the 6 medals, right? Well, they medal for 6 different races. And can you share with everybody what are the 3 that they've added? The 3 cities that they've added?
They've only added officially
Sydney. But
okay, officially.
We've heard that in the future it will be, I know it's Cape Town and I think Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And is Sydney next year?
So we haven't signed up for it yet. We need to figure out when we're going to do that. We want to get Burnett Witt to run Boston first.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Boston's a spring race. So hopefully next April or the following, I'll be able to do that. And then Sydney is actually a fall race. And so we'll apply for that in December.
Yeah.
That next year.
So how did that, Burnett Whitney, how did that make you feel 3 minutes shy of not making the race, right? To qualify.
I was a little disappointed, but it was also like a PR for me. So I was actually still really, really happy with it. We've actually tried to focus on the fun aspect and not sucking the fun out of every single race.
Yeah.
Especially when we're on an international race and you really want to take in the culture and see who's on the sidelines cheering you on, or just soak that moment instead of just zoning in to make sure my paces are exactly on target. So there's a balance there. And then when we're traveling, you deal with jet lag, you deal with wanting to experience the food in the area. And so there's other little factors that you just might not get a PR anyways, but I'm okay with it because it's a once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah.
And so the 3-minute thing was very annoying because looking back, you know, I feel like I could have adjusted it here. I could have adjusted it here, but I mean, we had the best time ever. And so
That's amazing.
keeps me on track to doing the next thing.
Yeah, but what about your pace setter that runs with you, right?
No.
Couldn't you have gone 3 minutes faster?
I don't sleep at night, right? Messed up these 3 minutes. No, it is like, I was super frustrated because it's like, dang it. Like, I know we could have done it, but at the same time, like, that's one of my favorite races. And it's true. Like, we're trying to have a mindset of like, hey, what happens. And we want to do these races and go on these vacations or these trips and have no regrets. And so when you're on, you're running through the streets of Tokyo, you want to see everybody's signs.
Yeah.
You want to see all the random food that people are trying to get you to eat at mile 18. I mean, we just want to soak it all in and not feel like we missed anything.
Yeah.
Could you read all the signs?
There are some amazing signs.
And I'm so mad I forget what they say afterwards because during it, they really help.
They're hilarious.
Yeah. Did they write them all in English for you?
Yeah.
They're all in English.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Wow,
That's impressive.
English dominant.
Yeah.
So, I played baseball in college and I went to Cal Poly Pomona, not too far from you guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when I played there, my freshman year, we had to run a 6-minute mile at the end of 6 hours of practice.
Oh, wow.
So everybody, so the catchers ran together, the pitchers, infielders, outfielders. So we all ran in groups. And I remember that first day, like, running a mile around a track is not a fun experience for me. So I ended up 5 seconds short. And because once you finish it, you don't have to run it again. It's one and done. So I didn't. But then the next day, we had to do it every day at the end of practice. And it was like, the next day, I didn't care. It was like, all right, I'm just going to take it easy. And then on the third day, give it, everything I've got, which at that day, I overcame and made it under the 6 minutes, which was treacherous. Like it was difficult, but there's hurdles, there's mountains, there's things that we have to overcome. And I think your mindset, right? That positive mindset is so important, right? Because I mean, how much, we hear mindset all the time, but mindset has always been here. And so it's like, hearing that you're, overcoming, hearing that you're, you have the hurdles, you have the challenges that are ahead, but overcoming and having fun through it and knowing that, hey, if I didn't make it this time, guess what? I get to do it again and I'm going to make it next time. Right. So it's having that positive mindset, I think speaks volumes to people that are listening today. Great job.
Definitely.
I feel like it's also like the willingness to try, like when you said the first time you're running that 6 minutes, it's scary, but then the second time you're like, okay, I can do this. And then the next time it's easier and easier. Like after we do a long run, we'll be like, okay, what's like 13 this weekend? No big deal. But at first you're like so scared to even push your boundaries.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So when you go out and run 3 hours, are you Blonde Whitney, you say you keep the time on your wrist. Are you keeping a set time for those 3 hours, or sometimes you just run to run?
Boy, sometimes my watch dies and we run to run. But
typically we have a pretty structured training program.
They're typically structured. There are some runs where it is like for 5 miles, we're doing more of a threshold pace where we are trying to pick it up and run a little bit quicker than we may want to. And then we back it off and we'll go a little easier. So we usually like try to have a structure. And if it's not something like that, we usually just have a plan like, all right, we're sticking to this minute per mile. And this is where we're going to hang out, just to kind of train our bodies to be okay with being a little uncomfortable. And I think that's like another part of running that I think has really pushed into life is just knowing that it's okay to be uncomfortable sometimes.
Good
And
point.
it's temporary. Like, you know, you can do it. Like, you can sit in a little uncomfortable place. You might not love it, but you show yourself like, I got this. Like, I'm okay. I did it. And I'm fine. I think that's been something I've actually, my kids probably hate it, but multiple times I'm like, Mom did this today and it did not feel good, but I survived and I'm here. And, you know, and it's like been a nice lesson to kind of show my kids, like, things don't always feel awesome. But the reward, knowing that you pushed through and you did it after, is like the best feeling ever. It feels so good, better than the medal that you get. But just knowing, like, I trained so hard for that. That was months of training and I did it, you know, like, I think that's like the best part about all of this.
100%.
Very well said.
That's very, very well said.
Yeah.
Very well said.
Brunette Whitney, have you ever thought about wearing a backup watch when the other one dies?
I do have a watch. I do. I'm just more ADD. And so it's so she just keeps us more on track.
Okay.
I do wear one.
She actually, yeah. And hers is actually charged better than mine. Most of we did have one race where I wore her watch. So
Okay. And it worked the entire time?
it was great.
I do
Yeah.
better when I'm like not focused in on the numbers, because if I'm looking at the clock or like that will stress me out more. So
Yeah. Okay. That's fun.
But tracing back to what we just said, though, I do think, though, a lot of times doing these rigorous activities kind of prepare you better for life's hurdles sometimes. When you could face, we brought this up last week on the podcast, actually, when me and Russ were having a conversation last week, right, Russ, about the hurdles and how you could kind of prepare for them more so if you do things that are physically challenging to you or mentally challenging to you. You could kind of progress and progress and progress. And then when life throws you the challenges, you can overcome them at a better rate or succeed a little bit easier if you have those challenges in life all the time. You kind of face things. And, you know, some you do together and some you do on your own. And, you know, life has those hurdles that you have to take on by yourself, and life has those hurdles we could rely on you could work with other people on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Quick question. So, you know, you guys are extremely busy, obviously. You're out there running every day. You're doing these marathons. You're traveling for these competitions. What's the most challenging part about balancing the fitness goals and parenting simultaneously?
Boy, I think it's like trying to, I don't know, for me, so my kids, my youngest is 12. So I don't have like babies at home anymore.
Sure.
But it's changed from being like physically exhausting to more like emotionally exhausting, you know, as I feel like parenting kind of goes through those, that roller coaster ride. But I think for me, it's just like not, I have to, it sounds so selfish, but I have to put myself first. And it is like knowing that I've set these goals, that we have these goals, and, you know, we have race, like when you have a race, it's like a deadline. So it's like fitting, I think the most challenging thing is fitting in everything that I'm trying to do for my own personal goals, and then also being there for my kids in the appropriate way. And not, it's like juggling, it's so many balls to juggle sometimes, and they are bound to fall, like, and they do fall. And I find out I missed one kid's orthodontist appointment. I mean, you know, it's like stuff like that just happens. But I think if I don't prioritize myself, then I don't know if, I think a lot of moms can really recognize this thought of like, you need to be more than just known as the mom. Like, you need to have your own self-identity, whatever that looks like, but it needs to be something that's not just being a mom. And it's not easy to do that. It's pretty hard. So that's my biggest challenge for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go along with that. I feel like it is scheduling and knowing that something's got to give. I am the worst cook ever. And so my kids,
I'm way worse, actually.
You're going to bring up a nutrition question. No.
well, I mean, I will make like a balanced meal, but it's just not fancy. So I don't know. I just have to sacrifice certain areas that I feel are like less important, but I don't know.
Sure.
And then just scheduling. Yeah, I'll have to do things a lot of times before they wake up or right after school drop off, or like we both teach. And so we'll have to work around
Working out
those schedules,
Gotcha.
that kind of thing. But making sure that I'm not using excuses. I feel like there is always an excuse to be made for not getting training in and for not being consistent. And I feel like if you focus on those excuses, you can justify why you didn't do it. But
And then you're always mad at yourself.
you don't regret it if you still figure out a way to do it. The rewards are so much greater. So
That's good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, so a lot of people don't run. A lot of people don't exercise. What can you say today as an encouragement to those who live sedentary lifestyles? What can you encourage them with today to motivate them to get out and to move their bodies?
I think that it doesn't even have to be anything stressful. If you're just making sure you dedicate that time, whether it's like mindful meditation, I mean, most people can do, there is something that anyone can do. You can do something from home. You can do something outside. You can do something with a friend. Like, as long as you're being intentional about even just being aware of like setting that time or setting that activity as an intention for why you're doing it, and you start realizing that you're showing up for yourself. When you start showing up for yourself, then that just will affect everything else. And there's always something you can do to show up for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think like the biggest piece of advice is schedule it into your week, into your day, and then find a friend. Like, even if that's just like going on a walk but I think like if you schedule it in, the chances that you will do it skyrocket. Like, it really, like, you need to like dedicate time to whatever that looks like. But yeah, I think that's the hard part is like, we don't want people to think that our opinion is, well, you better be signing up for marathons, or you better, I mean, we know we're crazy. We know we're crazy. But there's so many things you can do, even if it's just like finding a local studio. Like, we went to a studio yesterday here, it's Burn, and it was just like so refreshing to show up, and it's just all of these women that are getting together, and they had a childcare, so they bring their kids and plop them in the childcare, and it's just like seeing like just these little friendships blossoming. And it was women from like all walks of life and all fitness levels, and it's just a safe space where they can come and show up in any way, shape, or form that they felt that day. And it's like, find that, find something in your community that just like motivates you to just showing up sometimes is the hardest part. So
well, we all want to make an impact, right? That's what we want to do. We want to make an impact in people's lives. What is an impact? What kind of impact do you want to leave in people's lives?
Well, for my kids' sake, I feel like I want them to see what it looks like to be strong and to work on yourself and see the rewards that come from that, and just all the lessons that come with that, breaking your mental barriers and like knowing you can do hard things. And so I feel like I would love to just help other people feel empowered to be able to do things that they think they can't do, or to just start focusing on, their health. So their lives are better. Mentally, physically, all of that.
Yeah,
that's great.
Absolutely. I 100% second that. Like, I totally want my kids to see taking care of yourself as a priority, and be able to look at it as not being selfish. But it's like what they say on an airplane, right? Like, you got to put your oxygen mask on first before you put it on someone around you. And so I feel like if we can be that example of taking care of yourself so you can be there for your loved ones and others, that's a big deal. I think also I would love to be able to leave some type of desire or space of stepping outside of your own personal box and seeing how you can help other people. So whether it's just like volunteering or, you know, it's just like noticing, like notice your community, notice outside of your little bubble, like what is happening. And, you know, sometimes I think that's overwhelming because it feels like, well, like I can make a big difference. But I think if we all kind of had a mindset of yeah, I can do something, like how impactful that is, you know, when it's not just one, but you let that domino effect. And if everybody's trying to just like look out for those around them, like what an impact that could make. So easier said than done for sure. But yeah, I think that would definitely be, and that's something that Whitney and I actually try to do. You know, we'll do charity events and things like that, and just trying to notice our community. So
Sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Well,
Amazing.
I know whenever I look at your posts and stuff like that, it brings a smile to my face because I know that you're having a great time. You're enjoying one another's company. You're having fun and doing what you're doing. You're working out. You're staying in shape, impacting lives, and lifting up your community. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thanks so
you.
much.
Incredible. Well, we're probably going to land the plane here with this one, but I just want to thank Whitney and Whitney so much for being on this morning. Thank you guys for joining us. And we close every podcast out with this question when we have a guest on, and we always say, wellness is not about perfection, but it's about progress. And that's the quote that we close every show out with. And what would you say that quote means to both of you?
Oh, I think it's a lifelong journey that makes me excited. I'm excited to just keep on progressing.
It's awesome.
Yeah, 100%. I love that. That quote is, I feel like that is absolutely our motivation. Is age is just a number. Like every day you have an opportunity to like keep yourself on this journey, and the journey will change, you know, and yeah, it is all about the progression, not even about necessarily the end goal. It's just about like being on the ride, being on the journey, and it's fun. It's fun to be on that journey. So yeah, I love that.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being on this morning. Greatly appreciate you both being here.
Thank you.
Russ, you still there with us?
He's freezing.
Thank you guys so much again for being with us.
Oh!
He's
I
back.
don't know what you heard. What did you hear? You guys were all frozen. Was I frozen?
You were.
Oh, okay. All right. So what I'm going to here's my takeaway. I'm going to find a friend named Dan in Dan's community so he can work out. Blonde Whitney, I'm going to get you a watch that keeps time all the way through your run.
Okay.
And then we're going to send brunette Whitney to cooking class.
Oh,
How's
I like this.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There's help all around, right?
Yes.
That's it.
We'll have to figure out what we're doing for you.
That's it.
Okay.
Dual Coast Podcast, guys, signing off. Check us out on Spotify, Amazon Music, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, if I didn't say that already. Check out the Wellness Wits. Guys, what's your Instagram page where people could see you?
Wellness
Wellness
Wits.
Wits.
You got it.
That right
Wellness
there.
Wits. Signing off. Thank you
You
guys so
guys
much.
have been great. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
It's been fun.
See everybody next
Go
week.
run.
Thank you.